You feel the heat before you even get out of the car. Asphalt burning through your sneakers, sunscreen mixing with sweat on the back of your neck, wristband on, schedule in hand. Somewhere past that fence, your favorite band is about to play. In 1995, Kevin Lyman had a simple idea: load up punk bands on a bus, add a skate ramp, and hit every city with kids who had nowhere else to go. It was called the Vans Warped Tour, and it was only supposed to last one summer. It lasted 25. By the early 2000s, Warped Tour had become the most important gathering place for an entire generation of kids who felt like they didn't belong anywhere else. You didn't just go to Warped Tour, you went home to it. 2000 to 2009 were the peak years. My Chemical Romance played the Hurley stage while thousands of kids stood there with their mouths open for the first time. Fall Out Boy, The Used, Paramore, Under Oath. They were all there, sometimes on the same day. You could catch Haley Williams on a tiny stage, then walk 40 feet and watch Burt McCracken scream his lungs out before lunch. Here's what nobody talks about. The bands stood at their own merch tables, not a manager. The actual guitarist who just blew your mind was 4 feet away, taking your $8 and handing you a CD. The schedule was chaos. Everything happened at once. You had 11 minutes to sprint between stages, or you'd miss the opening songs of the set you'd waited all summer for. You found out the lineup on MySpace. Top 8, bulletins, status updates, Warped Tour, and MySpace were the same world. If a band was blown up on MySpace in 2006, they were probably playing Warped to that summer. Hot Topic was the year-round version of Warped. You wore that band shirt to school, then wore it again to the show. It was your ticket, your membership card, and how you found your people. Under Oath, Hawthorne Heights, Senses Fail. These weren't the biggest bands in America, but on a side stage at 2 in the afternoon, they felt like the most important thing on earth. You never forgot that set. Half your favorite bands started with a crumpled, photocopied flyer shoved into your hand. 12 minutes later, they became your new obsession for the next 4 years. You weren't just at a concert, you were surrounded by 8,000 kids who made the exact same bet you did.
We are one. We all are free.
The most important ones. This sweaty field in July was where you actually belonged. The mosh pit was terrifying, but you went in anyway. You got absolutely destroyed, lost a shoe, got helped up, and kept going. Worth it. A Warped Tour ticket in 2005 cost $35. You stood 30 feet from the band with no barriers, no VIP, no sponsors, just the music, the crowd, and the sun. Compare that to festival tickets now. By 2012, streaming started fracturing everything. The MySpace discovery machine disappeared. Scenes that used to feel tight began to splinter. In 2017, Kevin Lyman announced that 2018 would be the final tour. The internet went quiet as everyone who had ever been there suddenly felt it at the same time. We all went back to that field in our heads, posted the old photos, dug up set lists, and processed it together on the same internet that helped build the scene. Then they gave us one last summer, 2019, the 25th anniversary. It felt like a celebration and a funeral at once. Veterans from 2001 stood next to kids seeing it for the first time. Everyone knew it was goodbye. Warped Tour launched careers. My Chemical Romance, Fall Out Boy, Paramore, they all started on those small stages in front of a few hundred people before the rest of the world caught on. Warped made them. What Warped Tour really gave you wasn't just the music. It was proof you weren't alone. That a whole crowd of people felt the exact same way about the bands you loved. Belonging could happen in a 90-degree field in July, as long as the right band was on stage. If you kept your Warped Tour wristband on until it fell off, subscribe. We're building an archive of every era the internet forgot. Drop your best Warped Tour memory in the comments. What year, what band, what moment, we want to hear it all.